Tis the nature of your beast. Got to fulfill the book. Them can't explore to Christ, explore to them. It was from the darkness comes the light. And all we do, will it right. Let me count the ways in which I love Jah. Rasta man, him never give up, no, 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 how? Jah, Jah, children, don't cry now. Hush, Jah, Jah, children, don't cry. Hush, Jah, Jah, children, don't cry now. Rasta man, him come to wipe them eyes. Like Moses coming down from the mountain, leans upon himself, he stops and sees. Bling, bling, none of them are flesh and clean. Bling, bling, what you think you was among me? And lean. Children follow the mountain chanting. Children upon the mountain, cha-cha. On the mountain chanting. Children on the mountain chanting. See your son, 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 see your son. It was from the darkness come the light. The ways in which I love Jah. Oh, oh, I love Jah. Rasta man, him never give up, no, 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 how? Jah, Jah, children, don't cry now. It was from the darkness comes the light. And all we do, will it right. Let me count the ways in which I love Jah. Oh, oh, I love Jah. Children from the mountain chanting. Children from the mountain, cha-cha. Upon the mountain chanting, see your son, 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 see Children upon the mountain chanting.
666 is the measure of a man, the mark of the beast. And we hear this talk, but no one did mention what is the significance of this 3-6. But I open the man physics book, science book, and I see the alchemical table. 72 elements, at the time I see it. 72 elements, one covalent bond that unites them all, which is carbon. And not only that, carbon is 6 proton, 6 neutron, and 6 electron. This is the back speak. So I get to see, say, what I go on for myself. Carbon, 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron, atomic mass of 12. Yeah. Placeholder, spaceholder of 13, the neutral. Yeah. So, 72 elements held together by a carbon bond, and then you have a simultaneous parallel 72 nations come before a black emperor. So how are these parallelism, where they show up from? These are the shocking things that I man sees for my eyes, for my introspection and look.
Greetings and salutations of peace. You are now into on the one, the force itself of this time, we call the Holy Master Blaster Jamin. I am your brother, Ital Iman. Notice, and I'm sure many of you have, that every time there is a crisis, earth crisis, pandemic, whatever, everyone is caught off guard. So, the future, in retrospect, lies. The future in the past lies. What has happened in the past will happen again in the future on some scale. So, if we go back far enough in time, we can realize that everything has been written. For the simple fact is the sages realize that the future in the past lies. So we read these stories that covers all the 12 spiritual movements. It's like we have the 12 signs of the zodiac. In the beginning, there were 12 religions. Then they found out it was a 13th movement, 13th star, 13th planet, etc., 13th zodiac sign. The Rastafari came along in the year 1930. Therefore, we have 13 movements. So the 13th movement is the synthesis of all the other movements. In the 13th movement, we have fused all the different elements of the other cultures or movements into one great synthesis. Here at the top, there is no contradiction. This is the knowledge, the experience, the due diligence of the Rastafari Mystery School. So in those 13 ancient movements, or the ancient epics, ancient tales, ancient scripts as they are sometimes called, it tells us of a coming, could be natural disaster, could be man-made disaster. In the scripts it was called deluge, a flood that is imminent. And as it's written in those scripts, every time life itself set forth a warner, or you could say God. We say the gods because we realize that men represents the elements, Anunnaki, in our case. ones who terraformed the earth, ones who gave us the knowledge through the pyramids, through the monolithic structures scattered throughout the boundless earth and the boundless universe. There was always skepticism about the message. No one adhered to the message. Then they were caught with their drawers down, and oh my God, I'm exposed. And then the rains came, and everybody got drowned. So this story is not only in the Bible, it's in the Popol Vuh, it's in the Upanishads, it's in the Rig Vedas, it's in all of the different scriptures of all the different religions. So here today, I say, it's imminent, it's happening. So we can see where we at now, the fires. So we go back 2024, we saw what happened in 2024. We go back to 2023, we saw all the different storms. We go all the way back to the pandemic. We can go beyond the pandemic. There's always something happening. Then there's a lull time. We should have learned by now of what is coming down the pipe. Now, we realize that news, the media, we don't have an independent media. The media is what forms the opinion. It's the propaganda machine. You know, the black people in America were slaves and they were deprived of an education. So we're just like 200 years up from slavery. And we still hadn't learned how to control our own narrative. So we're at the end of this narrative and we don't have a news source or journalists that are independent from the mindset of the oppressors, of the captors. It's not really about money. Many black people think it's about money. And we have read that wisdom is more than silver and gold. And we know that knowledge, knowing was power in the days of antiquity, so knowledge is power now. Wisdom never falters. Knowledge was power then, knowledge is power now. So we are so caught up in what we have come to know as the matrix until we have no independent thinkers, no independent writers, no independent journalists. And the ones we do have don't think outside of the box. We're not like what the Jews did and the so-called Jews did back in the day. Their poets got together and created a script. Their thinkers got together and said, look, we need a homeland. We're going to pull the wool over the world's eyes. And they did it through their propaganda machine. The black people, we're still here trying to get a bag. You know, a lot of people came up selling drugs and they came up doing this. And they think that they can go to Hollywood and they can come up. But now they see that Hollywood is an illusion. It's the magic wand. It is what has caused us to be the way that we are. So it's high time, and it's actually too late for the black writers like back in the 60s, 20s. We have the Renaissance, the Black Renaissance in Harlem. But that was the boule that started that. So we hadn't seen that, like the white people, the hippies back in the 60s. They started an undercurrent, a subculture. We don't see that in the black community. We always join them. Now, there was a blessing in 1930 when the Rastafari movement started. And the Rastafari movement is the only movement that's not controlled by, that wasn't controlled by any hidden puppeteers. You heard of Travis Stock and a lot of other organizations. We have new ones now, the Martin Luther King. Everybody had to go to civil rights boot camp. The woman, Rosa Parks, she went to boot camp. It was all staged. Everything was staged. Panthers was staged. A lot of you don't believe this, but I'm not concerned about that. I did my due diligence. The Nation of Islam was supposed to be a certain kind of way, but when the master died, when Elijah died, then something else happened. Wallace came and did his thing, had people wearing do-rags and calling themselves Balalians, which Balal was supposed to be a slave that was like a servant to Muhammad, which is a fictitious character. So there's a whole lot of mix up there. Then Uncle Louis, he came along doing his thing, and they only had 6,000, i.e. 60 years, symbolic of the 60-year rotation of the small star around the Sigi, symbolic of the Dogon Sigi, 60 years, over 600 years. So there was a code there that was in this book called As the Light Shineth from the East that Wallace actually wrote, the true teachings of Farad. But now I've searched the book, it's not there anymore. So they've changed the book. It's like Wesley Muhammad is rewriting history. So I guess the nation under Uncle Louis decided to rewrite. I don't know who did it, but I do realize it's not there anymore. I don't think I overlooked it. But Rastafari is a true movement. We're not controlled by anybody. And that was in the essence of the word movement. It was not a stagnation. It was a progression. The Rastafari movement was a progression. It still is a progression. So we have progressed. We have moved forward beyond the beginning. We have taken it to a cosmic level. We have went beyond the allegories, the metaphors, and the similes, and we know every noun has a deeper level of meaning. So we're bringing you this truth, warning you, letting you know that we're in the year 2025, the year of power. Babylon is burning, but remember, the righteous never went down with the unrighteous. We got to remember that, and we got to remember that there were beings, there were men that looked like me and you that built the pyramids. There are messages in those sacred sites for us. Now, the white man give us what they want us to know or what they understand themselves. So we have black people following them. But we know that Anunnaki is a reality, and they are coming back. The ignorant ones wait on Jesus. That's a fictitious character placed there to teach you higher knowledge, allegories, metaphors, and similes. So that's not a reality. So we must get in tune with what's really happening. And you only find that at the Rastafari Mystery School. I have many YouTube channels have been taken down because of this truth. Y'all don't realize what's been going on. Powers that be make sure this message don't get to you. And you're not in tune with it, so you don't listen to it, you don't support it. But I watch some brothers talking nothing. Ching, 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 cash out. Just ching, ching. Quran says, favor not seeking gain, deliver the message. So even though you're not supporting me, I still bring the message. So this is a warning. Soon, Babylon is going to get totally, whether they take it down themselves or they don't know what they're doing. They're totally insane. They're setting their own places on fire. They're doing crazy stuff, trying to kill you. And in essence, they're killing themselves. And you're still there. The Bible says, the books, every book says, not just the Bible that somebody you don't like. Come from among them. They're falling. And the fact is that Babylon was raised up as a symbol, as a sign, just to be brought down. Raised up. Just to be brought down. It's imminent. They're falling. And the poles are shifting. The magnetic poles have already shifted. That's why everybody's going crazy. The sun does that to you. We've been teaching this for over 40 years. So now the physical pole is going to climax. It started in the year 2000. We talk about that number 6, number 60, and 6,000. 5 naked-eye planets in the year 2000 aligned with the Earth for the first time in 6,000 years. So they say it was going to happen on May 5, but it happened in March. The Ross ice shelf broke off at the South Pole. The poles began to shift in earnest. So you go up on the top of the Empire State Building, you drop down, it's going to take you a few minutes to hit the ground. So it's been falling ever since the year 2000, when Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter aligned with the Earth for the first time in 6,000 years. It's culminating now, and they already told us trillions of tons of ice and water is going to sweep over the planet. You heard of ice ages, many ice ages. It's happening again. It happens every 6,000 years. That's the same wisdom that's written in the Dogon rituals. The small star rotates around our sacred star Patolo, rotates around Sirius, the brightly shining star, every 50 years. In the Quran, it says 49.9 years, rounded off 50. So that rotation is celebrated every 60 years. And the Dogons say to renew the earth. Why? Because every 6,000 years, the earth is destroyed. Now, wake up. I know a lot of us on drugs. Millions are homeless. Child trafficking. Pedophilia. Everything is going on in this melting pot. The witch has been stirring this brew for years. It didn't just start happening. Babylon's been falling for many years. It's culminating. You're going to be out there, just like the books say, giving in marriage, slagging, yeah, happy new year, having fun. And all of a sudden, boom, it happens every time. So I was hoping when I first started this mission that we would beat the odds. It don't look like we're going to beat the odds. So when you get a break from all these fires, Trump get in office, hopefully it's cool off for a minute, and he's going to be like Hitler too. He's going to raise hell when he get in there. Don't think he's not. Because that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to whip you into doing what you need to do. But we need to come together. We need to unite, whether you're a Muslim, Rasta, Buddhist, Christian, or whatever. There's a lot of ignorance out there. And evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be. So we need to unite. We need to come together. We need to look at the ancient Egypt and saw we had all kinds of us there, all kinds of minds that came together to do that great work. You see a multiplicity of phenotypes on them walls there in ancient Egypt. You see the Telem there, you see all kinds of images there. Everybody was there. So all the niggers, we need to come in from them damn cotton fields and unite. Get on the internet, type in Ital Iman, start ordering his books. You got a short time to make it. You are now in two, on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Holy Master Blaster Jamming.